My point is, Palestine came first, then Israel.
Third before what? Then Israel.
Israel's
Are
a
you
fake
kidding?
state. It's
Where
not
did
real.
Jesus?
Israel
Where was
is a
Jesus?
bastard country.
Where was Jesus?
Where was Jesus? In the Middle East.
Where?
Specifically.
Yeah.
In the Middle East.
Where?
What country?
Yeah.
Well, Palestine.
Palestine. Was there a Palestine in the first century?
You tell me, where did Jesus come? You tell me.
He came, in my awareness of history, he came. The land is called Judea.
In the 1st century AD, during the time when Jesus of Nazareth lived and ministered, the land we often call Palestine today was not known by that name, neither in official Roman administration nor in common Jewish usage. The name in use was Judea, a Roman province established after Pompey's conquest in 63 BC.
Allah has forbidden by His Messenger, and follow not the religion of truth unless they pay the tribute readily, being brought low.
So you've been given an instruction.
Thank you for that.
Yep. Is this a good idea?
Is this a good idea? Okay.
Just because they had rejected Islam, do you think Muslims have the right to fight these people?
Okay, I'll give you my view, sir.
Yeah.
So I believe war, right, is bad unless you're protecting yourself.
This has nothing to do with protection.
Yeah, that's what I believe about war.
Yeah. This one, the people had rejected Islam. And that is the reason given. Can you see this? Have been given the scripture. People who have received the scripture who are Jews and Christians. You know that, yeah?
Yeah.
As believe not in Allah. They don't believe in Allah, nor the last day as given by Muhammad, yeah? And forbid not that which Allah has forbidden by His messenger. In other words, very simply, long story short, they refuse to become Muslims.
Yeah.
And follow not the religion of truth. They refuse to become Muslims. Is it a good idea for Muslims to fight them just because they refused Islam?
Okay, but where does it say fight?
Well, the first word.
Fight. Okay. No, you're allowed to fight a disbeliever, but it doesn't mean go kill them. You're interpreting it as,
what can you
go
do?
attack them. We're not saying go attack them for no reason.
Fight. What is a fight there?
You're allowed to fight the opposition.
There's no opposition.
If there's a greater reason.
What is a greater reason?
For a cause.
No, wait a second. What is a greater? So the Jews and Christians are minding their own business. They were minding their own business. The Islamic army wanted them to become Muslims. Now, if they're not convinced, of course they won't. Okay. They wanted them to become Muslims. Yeah. And when they refused to become Muslims, the Muslims were given the instruction to fight them. Yeah. What greater reason is there?
In Surah At-Tawbah 9:29, we find a very direct command, qatilū, an imperative verb meaning fight or engage in battle. Its root, qatala, in classical Arabic, is never a neutral word. It always carries the weight of bloodshed, killing, and the clash of physical combat. This is not a term used for peaceful debate or persuasion, but a clear military instruction. The verse is directed toward those called the al-Kitab, the people of the book, namely Jews and Christians, who do not believe in Allah as defined by Islam, do not uphold what Muhammad has declared lawful and unlawful, and do not acknowledge Islam as dan al-ḥaqq, the religion of truth. The phrase dan al-ḥaqq itself, from an etymological standpoint, carries an absolute meaning. Haqq denotes ultimate truth, something certain and rightfully possessed. Classical commentaries such as those of al-Tabari and Ibn Kathir affirm that what is meant here is specifically Islam, not truth in a general sense. This means the verse sets a standard where Jews and Christians are only deemed correct if they acknowledge Islam. The verse then commands that fighting should continue until they pay the jizya. The word jizya comes from the root jaza, which means to give in return, a kind of payment or recompense for something received. In this context, it's not just a tax, it's a clear mark of submission and subjugation. Classical exegesis describes it as a payment made in a state of sagarun, submissive, humbled, or socially and politically inferior. Historically, this verse became the legal foundation for the dhimmi status in classical Islamic governance. Non-Muslims were granted protection, but only on the condition that they accepted an inferior position and paid the jizya as a sign of submission. This created a hierarchical power structure in which Muslims occupied the superior rank and non-Muslims the lower, rather than existing as equals. When compared to the teaching of Jesus in the Gospels, the contrast is stark. Jesus said, "Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." Matthew 5:44. There is no element of coercion, no payment for salvation, and no legal system that relegates people of other faiths to second-class status. This is a sharp dividing line between the religiously supremacist violence in Qur'an 9:29 and the non-coercive, love-centered approach found in the Gospel.
So in the past, there was wars, religions versus religions. That's what it was.
Focus on this.
That's
verse.
how I interpret
Focus,
it.
focus, please.
You interpret it
Yeah,
differently.
you're not giving lame excuses.
No.
Please,
I interpret it differently.
give me a good interpretation for this verse.
I have. I gave you 2 or 3. But
This
you-
has nothing to do with past wars and so on. Please focus here. Why would Muslims be sensible to fight people just because they refuse to receive Islam? Why would they be sensible?
Okay, brother, if this is the case, why Muslims in the world now, we do not attack random people? It's rare.
No. Can I please
In
ask
fact,
you
we're
to
the ones
focus?
getting attacked. So
Can
why
I-
are we not attacking it?
Can I please ask you to focus?
No, you're
because you're
taking it
throwing
out
one
of
lie
context.
after another.
You're taking it out of
You're
context.
throwing one lie after another to hide the elephant in the room. Can I please ask you to stay focused here? I'm asking you a simple thing. And I'm asking you very simply, is it sensible for the Muslims to go and fight the Jews and Christians purely because they rejected Islam? Is that a sensible thing to do?
You're saying like, oh, attack a civilian. That's how it sounds.
Check this out.
That's how you interpret
Okay,
it.
you tell me.
It's up for interpretation. As you said, that's how you interpret it, right? But I
Can you
interpret
read
it
English?
differently. People interpret stuff
Can
differently.
you read English?
Yes.
Tell me. Read this verse
I already
again.
read it. I'm not reading it again.
Tell me where these Jews and Christians were armed. Tell me.
No, I think you're missing the bigger picture.
Now,
Because
wait a second. You said civilian. I'm assuming you mean unarmed civilian. So tell me, where were these people armed? The Christians and the Jews here in verse 29, were they armed? Where do you get the idea they were armed?
no, we don't kill civilians, guys.
Well, look, you read here. Please read. I'm not asking you for your propaganda.
Bro, that's
Read
one
here, please.
paragraph. Read the whole damn page.
Well, every little way it fails.
Every little helps.
And I'm a bit. So what could give anyone the confidence that tomorrow you won't begin actually following this to Christians and Jews here in the UK?
Well, I'll tell you why this is wrong. I'll tell you why.
This is
your
wrong, yeah?
interpretation.
So 929
No, your interpretation. Come on.
Five for him.
Okay, if this is true, if your interpretation is true, why are the Muslims in the world getting attacked the most out of everyone
Where?
in the world?
Where?
What do you mean where? Palestine, China, all over Asia. We're the ones
Where?
getting attacked
Palestine?
the most.
The Muslims are getting attacked? When
So
when
you
did this
support
happen?
Israel?
When did this happen?
Have you not seen the history?
When did this happen?
So you're saying Israel's on the right side?
Will you answer my questions at all or not? You're
Do you
confused
want me
right
to
now.
give you a date? Do you want me to give you a date? 1945. There.
1945.
From then until now.
Sure.
Corruption's still happening.
Okay. Listen to me again, please. Because clearly you might not know facts. Are you aware of the fact that
What?
the Jews in the land called today, back then also called the British Mandate of Palestine, Jews were attacked in terrorist operations
Bye.
by the local Arabs pre-1948. Are you aware of this?
That is false. That's the biggest bullshit I heard in my life.
In other words, you just are unaware.
We welcome the Jews, and this is
Who is the
this
we?
how
Are
they
you from
relate.
Palestine?
The Muslims.
No. Who are you to welcome the Jews there?
I'm Muslim. Muslim community.
Who are you to welcome the Jews there?
Muslims in Palestine welcome the Jews.
So who is the we there? You said earlier we welcome
We
the
Muslims as a community. You don't say we Christians.
Jews. Look, is that your land?
Is it my land? Me?
Yeah.
No.
So why did you say we?
It's oh my God. Are you gonna
Why
let me
did you
finish?
say we?
Are you gonna let me finish?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Why did you say we?
Because we as Muslims, as a community,
Yeah.
Right,
Now,
okay.
when did you begin owning Palestine as a community?
it began to us first. We welcome the Jews, and this
I'm
is how
asking
they
a question
repay us.
on this again.
Yeah.
When did Muslims own that land?
The whole time.
The whole time.
Brother, if you know history, you know that Palestine came first. If you don't believe that,
First to
you're a
what?
fool.
First to what?
Huh?
First to what?
My point is, Palestine came first, then Israel.
Third before what? Then Israel?
Israel's
Are
a
you
fake
kidding?
state. It's
Where
man-made.
did Jesus?
Israel
Where was
is a
Jesus?
bastard country.
Where was Jesus?
Where was Jesus? In the Middle East,
Where?
specifically.
Yeah.
In the Middle East.
Where?
What country?
Yeah.
Well, Palestine.
Palestine. Was there a Palestine in the first century?
You tell me, where did Jesus come? You
No,
tell me.
he came, in my awareness of history, he came, the land is called Judea. He came from Judea, and the land is called Samaria, Judea and Samaria. The word Palestine did not exist at that time. I don't know where you got your indoctrination from. Was that from your local masjid?
Free Palestine.
I know free Can I have 2 free Palestines, please? Thank you. So you clearly don't know history, yet
You don't know history. Palestine came first.
929.
Israel is a bastard.
What confidence should anyone have?
Whoever knows history knows man's got
Sure, thank you. Thank you very much.
on Israel.
In the 1st century AD, during the time when Jesus of Nazareth lived and ministered, the land we often call Palestine today was not known by that name, neither in official Roman administration nor in common Jewish usage. The name in use was Iudaea, Judea, a Roman province established after Pompey's conquest in 63 BC, which reorganized the region and ended the full independence of the Jewish kingdom. This province encompassed 3 main areas: Judea in the south, with Jerusalem as its center, Samaria in the middle, and Galilee in the north. Before this, the land had been ruled by the Hasmonean dynasty, then became a client kingdom under the Herodian dynasty. After the death of Herod the Great in 4 BC, his realm was divided among his sons until it was eventually placed under direct Roman governance. In 1st century sources, whether in official Roman records, the writings of the Jewish historian Flavius Josephus, or non-Jewish writers like Tacitus, the term Palestine is almost never used for the whole territory. Instead, we find Iudaea, or the land of Israel, Eretz Yisrael in Jewish tradition. In Greco-Roman usage at that time, Palestina had only a limited geographical meaning, referring to the southwestern coastal strip once inhabited by the ancient Philistines, roughly corresponding to today's Gaza Strip and parts of Israel's coastal plain. The Philistines themselves, as a political entity, had vanished centuries before, and their name survived only as a classical geographic term used by some Greek writers. The Roman historian Pliny the Elder, AD 23-79, in his Naturalis Historia, clearly distinguished between Iudaea and Palestina. He used Palestina for a small southern coastal area, not for the entire Roman-controlled territory of Judea. This provides both linguistic and geographic evidence that in the time of Jesus, Palestine was neither an administrative name nor a political identity. Ancient Roman maps likewise labeled the area as Iudaea, not Palestina. Ancient Roman maps likewise labeled the area as Iudaea, not Palestina. A major change in naming came more than a century after the time of Jesus. Following the Bar Kokhba revolt of AD 132-135, one of the largest Jewish uprisings against Rome, after the earlier Great Jewish Revolt of AD 66-73, which ended with the destruction of the temple in AD 70. After crushing Bar Kokhba's forces, Emperor Hadrian took drastic measures to erase the national identity of the Jewish people in their ancestral land. Among the most symbolic of these was renaming the province from Iudaea to Syria Palestina. Modern scholarship identifies this as a classic example of damnatio memoriae, the deliberate erasure of a people's historical memory. The Israeli archaeologist and historian Michael Aviona wrote that the renaming of Iudaea to Syria Palestina was intended to erase the name of the Jews from the Roman map. Likewise, H. Ben Sasson, in History of the Jewish People, emphasized that adopting the name Palestina was a symbolic move to weaken Jewish identity. The conclusion is clear. In the time of Jesus, the region was officially Iudaea under Roman rule, not Palestine, in the administrative sense. The use of Palestine for the entire area only emerged more than a century later, as part of Emperor Hadrian's post-Bar Kokhba policy to systematically erase Jewish identity and impose a new political order under the Roman Empire. This fact, supported by ancient primary sources, Roman historical records, and modern academic research, stands as one of the clearest examples of how geographical and political terminology is deeply tied to the dynamics of power in history.